From the incredibly popular show The Mandalorian, to Obi-Wan Kenobi, to the most recent Ahsoka, there have been a good number of miniseries and shows which delve further into the Star Wars universe. But among all these, there is only one in particular which has stood out, and which I've been interested in returning to for a second viewing. That show is Andor. I recently finished rewatching the first season of Andor. It was my third time watching it, and I was struck once again by how far above the other shows it seemed to stand. There are a couple of reasons why I think this is the case, and which I think the directors of these Star Wars shows should take note of as they continue to develop future endeavors. First of all, and this is more of a general point, I found that Andor succeeded in immersing the viewer in the world of Star Wars in a much more realistic and relatable way. The show was about individual nobodies, people who are living and dying on the outskirts of the Empire, with few to remember them. Everything felt much darker and grittier than something like The Mandalorian. Andor himself was not necessarily a hero or an idealist, although his character did have changes and improvements as the show went along. The show also followed a character called Dedra Meero, who, although she became more cruel and ruthless as the show went along, certainly helped to demonstrate the Imperial side of things as, on a personal level, people who thought they were doing their job without really stopping to consider if it was a job they should be doing. Secondly, the show wasn't overloaded with fan-servicing references and cameos. Sure, Andor was a repeat character, and stormtroopers began to appear around the middle of the show, but the majority of the central characters weren't anyone the audience had heard of before. There was no mention of Yoda or Anakin or anything like that, but there were enough references to the already established characters and places that it still felt focused in the same universe, which seems to be the perfect balance. The score was fantastic, haunting, inspiring, and perfectly setting the mood in many of the scenes. It is one of those soundtracks which I keep on constant rotation in my film, and I suppose TV, score playlist. The main title theme also changed slightly episode to episode, which certainly kept things interesting. The writing was also very well done, with some moments in particular standing out, such as Luthen's compelling speech towards the end of the show. And Luthen himself was a very interesting character. His motivations appeared to be very good, but he was also clearly imperfect and flawed, something which he was fully prepared to recognize. And thirdly, the structure and format of Andor is another aspect which it seems other shows would do well to mimic. Instead of having each episode contain its own mini-narrative arc, those smaller narrative arcs were spread out over 3 to 4 episodes, and were all part of a much longer and larger continuing story. This definitely helped Andor to feel much more like a mini-series than just another TV show. It also meant that the story could be much more thoroughly fleshed out and well developed. Even characters that were just passing through lasted long enough that you were able to get to know something about who they were and what drove them. Kino Loy is a prime example of this, played by the remarkable Andy Serkis. Overall, Andor clearly sets itself apart from the other Disney Plus Star Wars productions which have been released over the past few years. I'm very much looking forward to what Season 2 will bring, and I'd give this show a solid 8 out of 10. Definitely comment below what you thought of the show if you've seen it, and if you have not, then I'd suggest that you watch it and then come back here and let us know what you thought. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more movie reviews and commentary.